Hi everyone, I'm Dilip and it's really nice to have you here. In this video, we will explore Azure OpenAI and get an introduction to how we can leverage OpenAI's powerful models through Microsoft's Azure platform. What is Azure OpenAI Service? Azure OpenAI Service is a fully managed offering from Microsoft that integrates OpenAI's advanced artificial intelligence models into the Azure cloud platform. It allows businesses and developers to leverage AI capabilities for wide range of applications such as natural language processing, computer vision, and more. Developed in partnership between Microsoft and OpenAI, the service provides enterprise-grade features including robust security, data privacy, and compliance with regulations. It also incorporates responsible AI practices. The AI models offered can be adapted to various tasks, including content generation, summarization, image understanding, semantic search, and natural language to code translation. We can access this service through REST APIs, programming languages, SDKs, or the Azure AI Foundry. Alright, let's explore some of the key features and concepts in Azure OpenAI services. Remember, there are many more, but we will start with these foundational ones and build from there. Okay, first one is available models. Second, custom model training with fine tuning. Third, capabilities and APIs. 4. Supported programming languages and SDKs. Fifth, quotas and limitations. And the sixth one, cost management and pricing. And at the last, there are many more and we will explore them as well. Awesome! Ready to explore each of these in more detail? Let's dive into them one by one. Available models. Azure OpenAI service is powered by a diverse set of models with different capabilities and price points. Model availability varies by region and cloud. We will discuss each of these models in more detail when we start working with them. For now, let's just get a basic understanding. Let's start with reasoning models. With advanced problem solving and increased focus and capability. GPT-4o and GPT-4o Mini and GPT-4 Turbo. The latest most capable Azure OpenAI models with multi-modal versions which can accept both text and images as input. GPT-4o Audio. GPT-4o audio models that support either low latency, speech in, speech out, conversational interactions, or audio generation. GPT-4, a set of models that improve on GPT 3.5 and can understand and generate natural language and code. GPT 3.5, a set of models that improve on GPT 3 and can understand and generate natural language and code. Embeddings, a set of models that can convert text into numerical vector form to facilitate text similarity. DALL-E, a series of models that can generate original images from natural language. Whisper, a series of models in preview that can transcribe and translate speech to text, text to speech. Preview models, a series of models in preview that can synthesize text to speech. Important fact: Azure OpenAI service frequently updates its models, introducing new and more capable versions. As part of this, older models are deprecated or retired. Retirement means when a model is retired, it is no longer available for us, and deployments of retired models will return errors sometimes. Deprecation. A deprecated model is not available to new customers but remains accessible for existing users until it's retired. Okay, now let's talk about custom model training with fine-tuning. Azure OpenAI Services allows for the fine-tuning of models based on our specific requirements. This gives us the flexibility to improve model performance for our unique cases, whether we are working with specialized data or need more output. Fine-tuning allows us to retrain a pre-trained model using our own dataset to customize its behavior for specific tasks. This is especially useful when the model doesn't perform well for our unique use cases, such as needing a specific language style, format, or better handling of edge cases. To use fine-tuning effectively, we should have a clear use cases. As an example, improving output, style, or handling complex tasks. First, try alternatives like prompt engineering or retrieval augmented generation RAG to make sure fine-tuning is the right solution. Prepare a large, high-quality dataset that's properly formatted for the model we want to fine-tune. Set clear success criteria, including quantitative measures like validation data and user testing. Fine-tuning is powerful, but it requires us to have good data, a clear understanding of the model limitations, and a method for measuring its success. Alright, now let's see the capabilities and API. First one is text generation, second, vision, third, image generation, fourth, text to speech, fifth, embeddings, sixth, reasoning, seventh, function calling, 8th, vector stores, 9th, chat, 10th, assistance, and there are many more. Alright, what is text generation? The model can create text that feels natural and human-like. It's great for writing articles, stories, essays, and more. We give it a prompt like a topic or question, and it generates a response in a coherent and appropriate tone. So, examples in practice. If you ask, write a poem about the ocean, it will create a poem for you. Or if you need a summary of a long article, it can condense the key points into a shorter versions. Why it's useful? This is perfect for content generation, assisting writers, or automating tasks like drafting emails, reports, and blog posts. Okay, vision. What it is? The ability to analyze and interpret images, identifying objects, scenes, and even understanding the context of a visual. It can be used for things like image recognition, object detection, and even creating captions. Examples in practice: if you provide an image of a dog sitting on a couch, the model could recognize that it's a dog on a couch and could even describe the scene. So why it's useful? Vision capabilities help in areas like security, face recognition, healthcare, that means diagnosing conditions from medical images, and enhancing user experiences with AI-driven image understanding. Okay, now image generation. What it is? This feature lets the model generate images based on a text description. We provide a prompt like a sunset cover a mountain, and it creates an image that matches our request. Example in practice: asking for a city skyline at night with bright lights results in a virtually striking image created by the AI. So why it's useful? It's useful for creating unique visuals for projects, design inspirations, or generating images when real life photos aren't available or practical. Okay, next one is text to speech. What it is? This technology converts written text into spoken words, enabling more accessible and interactive experiences for users who prefer auditory content. Example in practice: when we ask an AI powered voice assistant to read an article aloud, the text to speech feature is at work. Why it's useful? It's essential for accessibility features, enabling virtually impaired users to consume written content. It's also great for voice assistants, audiobooks, or converting written content into engaging voice formats. Now let's see embeddings. What is it? Embeddings are numerical representations of words or texts where similar words or phrases are placed close together in a multidimensional space. They allow the model to compare and understand relationships between different pieces of text. Example in practices: searching for cats or kittens would return similar results because both terms are close in the vector space. Why it's useful? Embeddings are used in search engines, recommendation systems, and even for improving language models' availability to understand context and meaning in various texts. Now let's see reasoning. What it is? This capability allows the model to process complex problems and solve them logically, mimicking human-like reasoning processes. Examples in practices: given a set of numbers and instructions to find the average, the model can calculate and explain the solution step by step. Why it's useful? This is crucial for applications like customer support, troubleshooting issues, educational tools like explaining math problems, or even scientific research where data analysis is required. Okay, next is function calling. What is it? The model can call external functions or APIs to trigger specific actions, making it capable of interacting with other software tools beyond just generating text. Example in practices: a model could trigger a weather API to fetch live weather updates, or it could call a database to retrieve user information when answering a question. Why it's useful? This is useful for automation, connecting AI to real-world systems like booking platforms, smart home devices, or business workflows to perform dynamic tasks based on real-time data. Next one is vector stores. What it is? Vector stores are databases that organize and store embeddings, the numerical representation of words, phrases, or even entire documents, in a way that facilitates fast, meaningful searches and comparisons. They help enhance the AI's ability to retrieve and process information from large datasets or documents. Example in practice: a user uploads a set of product manuals to a vector store, and the assistant can then search these documents efficiently to answer specific product related queries. Why it is useful? This capability makes it easier to manage large volumes of data, improving search capabilities, personalizing recommendations, and helping AI-driven systems quickly access relevant contextual information. Okay, next one is chat. What it is? A conversational AI feature enabling users to engage in natural, flowing dialogues with the model. It processes the context of previous messages to provide meaningful responses. Example in practice: if you are having a back and forth conversation with the model asking for product recommendations or travel advice, the model can carry on the conversation, recalling earlier topics. Why it's useful? It's perfect for creating interactive experiences such as providing customer support or even educational assistance through a dynamic conversation. Okay, next one is assistants. What it is? Virtual assistants powered by AI that can handle specific tasks such as scheduling, answering questions, and making recommendations, all while understanding the context of the user's needs. Example in practice: an assistant can remind you about your meeting, make dinner suggestions based on your preferences, or help you with troubleshooting tech issues. Why it's useful? It's great for personal productivity, managing daily tasks, customer support, and even helping businesses automate responses and operations. There are so many other capabilities. We will talk about them later. So let's jump into the next section, which is supported programming languages and SDKs. Azure OpenAI supports a variety of programming languages to interact with its services. Here is the breakdown of the primary languages and how they are used. So we got Python, we got JavaScript, TypeScript, we got C#, we got Java, and we got Go. Okay, about the Python, most popular choice due to its extensive libraries, strong community support, and ease of use in AI/ML development. The official OpenAI Python library is well integrated with Azure, simplifying API calls, model management, and more. JavaScript and TypeScript enables both client-side browser-based and server-side Node.js development for applications that interact with Azure OpenAI. Facilitates building web applications and interactive experiences powered by AI. Okay, what about C#? C# excellent for developers working within the Microsoft ecosystem, providing seamless integration with other .NET technologies. .NET SDKs offer robust tools for accessing Azure OpenAI functionalities. Okay, next one is Java. Java provides support for developers working in Java environments, particularly in enterprise applications. Java SDKs offer the necessary tools for integrating Azure OpenAI into Java-based projects. Okay, how about Go? Go, increasingly popular for cloud-native applications and backend services due to its performance and concurrency features. Azure SDK for Go provides the necessary tools to interact with Azure OpenAI. Okay, how about other languages and tools for broad access? We have PowerShell, Azure CLI, and REST API. About the PowerShell, primary use for scripting and automation tasks related to Azure Resource Management, including Azure OpenAI deployments and configurations. Azure CLI, the Azure Command Line interface, allows developers to manage Azure resources, including Azure OpenAI, through command line commands. This is useful for automation and scripting. Next one is REST API. At its core, Azure OpenAI is accessed through REST APIs. This means any programming language capable of making HTTP requests can technically interact with the service. However, using the official supported SDKs like Python, JavaScript, TypeScript, C#, Java, Go is highly recommended for ease of use, better integration, and access to high-level abstractions. Okay, now let's talk about quotas and limits. When working with Azure OpenAI, it's essential to understand the quotas and limitations that apply, ensuring a seamless experience and preventing any service interruptions. These limits can vary depending on factors like our subscription tier, the region we are using, and the specifics of how we are utilizing the API. Keep in mind that quotas and limitations may evolve over the time. We will dive deeper into them when we start working on projects in future sessions, but for now, let's get a general sense of what to expect. Let's take a quick look at the key quotas and limitations of Azure OpenAI so you will know what to anticipate in terms of usage and restrictions as you begin working with the platform. So this is the page for the quotas and limits. As you can see, there are so many things that we can explore, but for now, I'm gonna keep these links in the description and you can search it by yourself. Okay, now the next part is cost management and pricing. When working with Azure OpenAI, it's also important for us to have a clear understanding of the cost management and pricing structure to avoid unexpected charges and optimize our usage. Pricing models vary depending on the type of models we choose and how much usage we require. We will be billed based on the number of tokens processed or the compute resources used for each each API call. Costs can fluctuate depending on the scale of our project. For instance, generating longer responses or using more powerful models may incur higher charges. It's essential for us to monitor our usage to ensure we are staying within our budget. Azure offers pricing calculators and cost management tools that help us estimate and track our usage in real time. We will explore these tools in more detail when we start implementing projects, but it's always a good idea to get familiar with them early on. Be aware of free tiers and quotas available with certain subscriptions plans. For smaller projects or experimentations, we might be able to stay within the free usage limits, but for larger scale applications, we will need to switch to a paid plan to meet our needs. Keep an eye on usage through the Azure portal. It's easy for us to track how much we are consuming, and this helps us avoid surprises when it comes time for billing. For a quick overview, we can always visit the Azure pricing page. This provides a detailed breakdown of costs, and it's a great way for us to get a clear idea of what to expect based on our specific usage patterns. So this is the web page. So you can see there are so many things that we have to explore, but for this video I'm not going to talk every one of these things. I will put the links in the description so you can refer it. And there are many more. Now, beyond the key features we have covered, there are many more powerful capabilities in Azure OpenAI that we should consider when using the platform. Let's quickly go over some additional features and important considerations. Security and compliance. Azure OpenAI integrates seamlessly with Azure's security and compliance framework. This ensures that our data and models are handled with the highest security standards. Data privacy. Data remains within our Azure environment, providing better control and privacy. Responsible AI. Building safeguards and tools to help us develop and deploy AI responsibly, mitigating potential risks like bias and misuses. Integration with Azure Ecosystem. One of the biggest advantages in how easily Azure OpenAI can integrate with other Azure services, whether it's Azure Functions, Azure Logic Apps, or Azure AI services. We can combine these tools to build powerful AI-driven applications without a lot of extra setup. Scalability. No matter the scale of our project, Azure OpenAI is designed to scale with us. Whether we are running small experiments or large production workloads, we can rely on Azure's flexibility and capability to handle any level of demand. Model monitoring and analytics. With Azure OpenAI, we can also monitor the performance of our models in real time. Azure provides building tools to track usage, analyze model outputs, and gather insights. This makes it easier for us to fine-tune models and optimize them for better accuracy and efficiency. Model deployment options. There are various deployment options available. We can use Azure cloud-based APIs or deploy models on custom infrastructure depending on our specific needs. This gives us the flexibility to choose the best option for our project. Community and support. And don't forget about the strong support and community surrounding Azure OpenAI. With comprehensive documentation, active developer forums, and direct support from Microsoft, we can always find the help we need to ensure success in our projects. Azure OpenAI Services offers even more features, and this is just the starting point to get us familiar with the basics. Let's keep them for future videos. Setting up Azure OpenAI resource in the Azure portal. Before in the video, let's have a quick walkthrough of the Azure portal and see how to set up an Azure OpenAI resource. Okay, now you can see the Azure portal. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to create Azure resource group so we can easily include all the resources inside that Azure resource group. So I use the resource group name as test resource group, but you can use any name whatever you want. And for the future projects, we will use a meaningful resource group name. But for this demonstration, I'm going to use this as test resource group. Now let's click the review plus create button and let's go and click the blue button. Then it will create the resource group for us. Now you can see the list of resource groups available for me. Then I'm going to click the newly created resource group. After that, now we can create the resource inside this resource group. So I'm going to click this plus button and now I'm going to search for Azure OpenAI. Then you can see Azure OpenAI service right now like this. Then we have to do is just click this card. Then we will create this resource inside our resource group. Now it automatically selected the resource group name. I'm going to use the name for this resource as test Azure OpenAI 2025. Then select the pricing tier as standard S0. Then I'm going to quickly press the next button and go to the network and tags. Then I'm going to review and submit this resource. Now let's create. Now one thing that I wanted to mention, I have used resource groups region as US, but you can select whatever you prefer. Now let's click the go to resource button and it will open up the window. Now we can do is just click this go to Azure OpenAI Foundry portal and it will externally open a new tab and direct it to the Microsoft Azure AI Foundry website. And inside this Azure AI Foundry website, we can see the selected Azure OpenAI service and other services as well. Right, we will talk about these things more detail in future and maybe in the next video. So I think this is good for now. There are so much to explore with Azure OpenAI and it wouldn't be possible to cover everything in just one video. So let's start with these key points for now and we will dive deeper into more topics in future videos. Stay tuned. Now that we have covered some of the foundational features and concepts of Azure OpenAI services, we will start working on the chat completion and dive into its functionality. This will give us hands-on experience with how to integrate and utilize these models in real-world applications. Plus, we will have the opportunity to dive into other important aspects that we haven't discussed yet. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep your intelligence sharp.